If you feel that what I'm saying is knowledgeable and worthwhile, educational, and will help humanity to grow, then like and subscribe so that the message can be passed on. Understand this. When Yashua, Jesus stated that in Matthew's chapter 19, verses 23 through 24, when Yashua stated that a rich man has as much chance of entering heaven as a camel of passing through the eye of a needle, he said that for a reason. It was not just cliche. The question is, and that we must study, is not what he said, but why he said what he said. And he said what he said because rich people are incompetent. They are incompetent. And they are lazy. The reason why people became rich in the first place is because of the reasons I just stated. And what did they do to survive? They went out and stole and exploited indigenous people. People who were industrious learned to settle down and farm and live in one place. They learned to build houses, homes. They learned to survive on their own. People who weren't able to survive on their own became hunter-gatherers. They hunted for food and they moved from place to place. Eventually, when they saw people who were settled, could build homes, live in one place, create sewer systems, what did they do? They attacked them for what they had in order to survive. And this has grown and manifested itself into billionaires, people who exploit other people, and they make laws to allow them to exploit other people. A good example of this is the United States. Capitalism is actually a disease, a tool of the rich for the purpose of exploitation. You see, capitalists control the government. They've always controlled the government of the United States because at one time, when the United States was first formed, the only people who could vote were rich white men who were landowners. There were black men, but they pushed them out so that they could create racism and enslave black people to work for them. And they created this illusion that black people were inferior to white people to justify what they were doing. This is called cognitive dissonance. It is a mental disease that has led to insanity in the world we live in today. Not to lose track, it was Abraham Lincoln who was assassinated, said this: labor will always be superior to capital because capital depends upon labor. Labor doesn't need capital. Capital needs labor. In other words, money, which is used as a medium of exchange and services, has been abused by capitalists. Understand this. If you have a farm, you can raise animals, you can raise vegetables, fruits to eat, you can shear sheep to make clothes, You don't need money. You don't need it. You are self-sufficient. If you are unable to do these things, then you have to find someone who can do these things for you. But they will not do these things for you unless you offer them something of value in return. That is why money was created as an intermediary for the exchange of goods and services. Money is a good thing as long as you put a cap on the amount of money a person can have. Wealth by money should have a cap on it, because if it does not have a cap on it, then you create human parasites that feed off of people and offer nothing to society. If they can steal money and get goods and buy goods and services with that stolen money, they will steal money to do that, and they will kill people to attain that money for goods and services. And if you don't put a cap on personal wealth, you are creating demonic people. Demonic people who, rather than work, why spend 40, 50 hours a week working when you can spend a half an hour stealing money from somebody else? And it is for this reason that socialism is a proper form of government, because you become your brother's keepers. And with socialism, you have to put a cap on the amount of money that a person can earn. Therefore, there is no reason or incentive to steal from others. There is no reason for people to have to work overtime to survive. No one should work more than 32 hours a week. People should have Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays off. The only reason why they don't is because of rich people. The only reason why there is not a living wage is because of rich people. Rich people set and are allowed to set a minimum wage for the working class, which allows them to benefit more off of working people, because their income is unlimited. They limit your income, but they put no limits on their income. Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Rothschilds, King and Queen of England, whoever these rich people are, they are human parasites, and they are feeding off of you. And they let you think that if you work hard enough, you can be in that group. No, you can't. They make laws to stop you from getting there. And if you find a way to get there, they are going to block that. See, this is why they created a minimum wage. This is why they created a patent. This is why they created patents and banks and bank and law, and then they own the bank and they manipulate the bank so that they own the money. So in essence, they put sanctions on you. People, you are being sanctioned and you don't even know it. And the United States has been putting sanctions on other countries to prevent them from attaining the wealth that the United States has.